Welcome to RV Hour, powered by Giant Recreation World. An honest talk about the RV lifestyle, travel, costs, tips, and everything you need to know. Each week, we'll bring you the best and most helpful info, travel hacks, and answer your camping questions. Now, here's your host, Larry McNamara, CEO of Giant Recreation World.
And you're live with Larry and co-host
Dwayne Adams,
who is also our producer, folks. So he has many, many hats he's wearing right now.
Oh, yeah.
So welcome to, I believe it's the
Our sixth
in-house podcast.
Yeah, which is going fantastic, I would say.
I would say, too, because, I enjoy listening to him, but,
Yeah, so we have over 700 downloads this month.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible.
I don't even think we're really pushing it. So
I don't think so either.
Mr. Advertising Manager.
Oh, yeah. So
Probably should do that, huh?
Yeah, we put a little here and there, but yeah, for the most part, it's just natural. We just have a lot of followers that like listening to Larry.
That's right. Probably from the radio show days, right?
Yeah, I would say so.
So I know I got content for days. But,
really? So what do you have for us today?
What I wanted to talk about is a benefit to people who purchase a new unit, and it's a checklist that I suggest they go through every time they get ready to take their RV out or bring it back.
Gotcha. Okay.
Basically, when you're about to use it, what should you do when you're done using it?
Gotcha.
The checklist before you go or come.
The prep for the out and then the prep to put it back in.
Pretty much.
Gotcha.
I just wanted to talk about things that a lot of people forget.
Okay.
And if you forget then what can happen, right?
Yeah, man.
So it's very useful, and we'll probably call that the name of this particular podcast.
All right.
RV checklist.
RV checklist.
There you go.
All right, here we go. Let's hear it.
So for travel trailers, many of these are the same for motorhomes too, but I figured I'd separate them both. So
Okay, yeah, let's hear it.
For travel trailers, interior, make sure that your water pump is off when you're not using it.
Okay.
The interior will have a switch, usually around the kitchen area somewhere. A lot of RVs also have a switch outside to where you can turn your water pump on. And what that does is pressurizes your water system using water from your onboard freshwater holding tank.
Oh, very nice. Okay.
Right. So those a lot of people leave them on, and the way these pumps work is they're on demand. So if it builds the pressure up, it shuts them off. So you won't know it's running because you won't hear it.
Yeah, gotcha.
But over time, that pressure will wane off, going through like maybe some rubber gaskets that leak or whatever.
Okay.
And once it calls for more pressure, it'll turn on.
Okay.
And that, if it's in storage, will ruin your batteries.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So does that kill the electronic battery, of course, and as well as cause a leak, I'm sure, in your storage unit?
You don't want to have your water lines pressurized all the time in case you do have a leak that shows up.
Yeah.
So
that would
again,
be something.
That's number one.
Okay.
And there's a many long list that I'm about to go through.
All right, let's hear it.
But and your water heater, if your water heater, like I'm familiar with, or you have to light the pilot light or light the water heater, or they're actually automatic ignition now, or even 110 volt.
Okay.
Make sure you turn that off too, because just like when you're not hooked up to a water pressure, the water inside that water heater tank will evaporate, especially if that water heater's on, keeping it super hot.
Gotcha, yeah.
So once there's no water left in there, guess what?
Just
You damage the system.
Yeah.
You'll have to buy a new water heater.
Oh, that's horrible. Yeah.
Even 110 volt ones, like a lot of people when they put their RVs in storage will plug it in.
Okay.
Just to keep their batteries running and all that, or the presets in their stereo setup,
Right,
whatever.
something there, yeah.
But again, that will keep the water heater hot all the time, and that is never good. It'll ruin your anode rod, your heater.
Oh, jeez.
All that. So
wow,
that's
that's
another
interesting.
good thing. Turn your furnace off, whether it be a portable heater stowed or whatever. Don't leave that on either, because those again are on demand. They won't come on unless it gets too cold.
Gotcha. And then if there's a leak or something, again, it just keeps.
Yeah, I mean, and if it's a like a portable heater, you don't want to store it, forgetting that you left it on and it's plugged in.
Yeah.
Because then you got a fire hazard, right?
Yeah, that's dangerous.
Many RVs have a crank up television antenna. Nowadays they're digital, but many of them crank up.
Crank up? Oh, well.
And I'm sorry, but they crank up for they're like 3 feet tall because they want to get the
Holy-
best signal.
Yeah, yeah.
Everybody seems to forget that they crank
That's
that
up,
sucker
yeah.
up, right?
Oh,
All
jeez.
those low-lying limbs and all that, rip it right off the roof, cause roof damage. Then
man.
when you get to your campsite, whenever you go to use it again, you can't get your TV to work. You can't figure out why. Well, you climb up on the roof and there's a big hole up there.
Big old hole. Jeez.
See?
Rip
So
that whole
they
thing off.
you know, in our parts store, they sell like fluorescent clips with a fluorescent tag on them that say, "Don't forget to put your antenna down." That you clip right on the antenna.
Put that antenna down quick.
yeah,
Yeah, man.
so you can't miss it.
Oh, that's too funny.
Yeah. Make sure all your TVs and your electronics are stored. You know, this wasn't a big deal back in the old days when you had TVs that were built into a box and they were not movable. But
Right.
now
They weighed 50 pounds.
Now we got the little flat screens. Then they have those arms that swing out and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Well, you know, when you're going down the road and let's say you swerve to miss a armadillo or in the road or whatever, that TV will fling around and put a hole right in the wall.
Yeah. Oh, jeez.
Or rip a whole thing off the wall. Then you
Yeah.
got to buy a new TV and fix damage
Fix everything. Yeah.
again. So
Or it knocks one of the kids out.
right.
You know, something.
I
Jeez.
mentioned last week a lot of people like to bring their own little fold-up table and put an outside TV on top of the table so
Right,
they can
just
watch the game
yeah.
if they don't have the option of the outside entertainment center.
Okay.
So those things, make sure they're stowed right.
Yeah. Yeah.
And remember, things in your RV bang around when you're in transit. You know,
Yeah.
especially like if you go over railroad tracks real hard. I mean, the trailer suspension is not as easy as your car
Your regular
suspension
vehicle,
or
yeah.
your truck. So,
Yeah.
with that being said, you can damage it. So if like those flat screen TVs, wrap them in one of your blankets or
Yeah.
something.
Make sure it's
There's
strapped in.
all kinds of good advice.
Yeah,
you
that's
know?
pretty good.
Furniture. Make sure the furniture is secured. You know, I mentioned in one of our recent commercial shoots
Oh, yeah?
that some RVs come with a freestanding dinette booth or dinette table instead of a fixed booth that's not removable.
Oh, so that's the big difference.
The
Okay.
freestanding tables, many of them you can use outside or inside, so that means they're portable.
Oh, that's
And then you
interesting.
have chairs that are just like a dining room table chairs.
Oh, wow.
And those are loose impediments, folks, when you're going down the road.
Yeah.
When we get them from the factory, all of those are tied down with a strap of some sort,
Mhm.
and it's designed for that, you know. But
Yeah.
we sell used RVs, and guess what? All those things are missing,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
So we try and tell you to, you know, get some stuff or whatever, you
Put
know,
something in there, yeah.
to make sure that you can tie all that stuff.
Yeah, because I'm sure it
secure.
could slide again, like you said, put a hole in the wall,
Right.
put a chair right through the side of the wall there. Man, that'd be-
And you know, this is just a lesson I've learned over the years because I've messed it up so many times. But now that we have all these slide rooms all over the place in the RVs to make them more big and user friendly when you get to the campsite,
right.
before you put them out, extend them into the used position.
Mhm.
You have to walk around and make sure no drawers or cabinet doors came open a little bit and is in the way of that slide out room when it goes out.
Oh, yeah.
Because that will crush and break the door and possibly damage the slide.
Slide out. Oh, jeez.
Again,
That's
I've-
something to keep an eye out.
We've all done that. Our drivers have done that.
Oh,
Just
jeez.
not thinking.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
stick your head in the thing. Looks okay real quick and push the rooms out.
Yeah.
Now, again, some of the rooms are. I mean, on our Cedar Creek products, those are hydraulic.
Oh, okay.
So basically, you know, they got they got force.
Yeah, so it's just going to crush something.
That's a
Oh,
fact.
yeah, man.
And all you're
Jeez.
going to hear is crunch,
Yeah.
and it's too late if you hear that.
So what does $1,000 cost sound like?
That's
Crunch.
bad. Yep. Make sure you don't have any loose items like on the countertops or cabinets or in the bathroom or even in the shower.
Okay.
You know, I've seen those all cause damage or make a severe mess.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Imagine you know, you have some hand wash on the sink, you forgot about it.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get to where you're towing your RV to, and you got soap all over the inside because
Yeah,
that hand wash
everywhere.
fell over and broke.
Oh, jeez.
You know,
And that I'm sure is pretty common too.
very common.
Yeah, man.
You know, we're just on the interior, folks. So again, this checklist,
Chugging along.
I got it from the RVLifestyleandRepair.com website.
Oh well. All right.
It's a great you know, asset
Yeah.
I suggest everyone, RVlifestyleandrepair.com.
Fantastic. I've checked that out.
They try and get you to do a year membership. I think it's like $4.
Okay.
And then you have 100% access to their entire archives, which is full of how-to and tutorials and how to, if something's not working, advice and
How to
tips
fix
and all
device.
that.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's well worth the money.
Very cool. Very
So
cool.
again,
Yeah,
I
man.
don't own that. So again, this is from the heart, folks. From the heart.
This is not an endorsement.
Not an endorsement, except I used it and I thought it was very useful.
That's too funny.
I already talked about the cabinet doors and drawers. Make sure they're all stored and secure. If they have a way to lock close, do it. Some of them do.
Yeah, yeah.
Nowadays, though, they use those pressure locks where you shut them and they slowly close and stay closed.
Oh, yeah.
So those work pretty good.
I like those slow close drawers.
Yep.
Yeah, man.
Make sure your refrigerator is off. The interior items are secured. And the door is latched. And I don't mean closed.
Oh, the refrigerator
The
latched.
refrigerator door should, when you're storing it, that refrigerator should be off. And both doors should be ajar.
Yeah.
Just so that they don't get moldy and mildewy. And never leave anything in that refrigerator, unless it's being in use. Yeah.
So I'm sure after a couple days, even a week or so, it's got some.
We sell the refrigerator bars that go inside the refrigerator. And basically, they have springs in them, and you pinch them and you put them inside the shelves to hold everything in place while you're going down the road.
Nice.
That's very important.
That is.
Again, the first-timer RVer will fill that fridge up at home, have it on cold and ready.
Yep.
Get to the campsite, open it up. Next thing you know, your big bottle of mayonnaise falls out and busts all over the floor, and you got glass and mayonnaise all over. And everybody knows what that smells like.
Yeah,
That's
fun.
Just saying. If you have these little, I think they're like $1 a piece or something. You put them in there, and it keeps them from falling out when you open the doors.
Oh, it's a pretty neat invention.
That's
yeah,
fact. Yeah. See?
So you want to take a left-hand turn and everything come flying out of your refrigerator, too.
That's bad. Yeah, especially if you forgot to lock the travel lock when you are on your way using your RV. Your RV.
Yeah.
You forgot to lock those doors open. They can fly open, and I don't care if you have bars. The weight of that mayonnaise jar is going to make it fall out.
It's going everywhere.
I'm just saying. Your stovetop, make sure it's secured and that all of your pilot lights are off. A pilot light is a little teeny flame that burns so that you don't have to use a match every time you want to light your burners.
Okay.
And most of them have that if they're a gas stove.
Okay. Gotcha.
A lot of them have a stove cover. Some of them are made out of glass, some
Glass
of them
top,
or whatever. But that pilot light will get hot. And
which I've heard in our rentals. They
Yeah.
were telling me that the glass top that's on top of the stove is not to put your pots and pans to cook on. It just is a protection
That's a
for the stove itself.
it's
But they
also
said we
it's-
break them all the time
it's-
because of that.
That's right.
yeah.
It's also a way to extend, to make your countertop larger. Because
Oh,
you can use
bigger
it to,
section.
to prepare a salad or something.
Oh, okay, I
not,
gotcha.
It's not made for heavy stuff, though.
Right, yeah, to store stuff on top
Throw
of and
a few
that.
loaves of bread on that stovetop cover.
Yeah.
That's about it.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
That's funny.
See, we're learning all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, man.
Make sure that your toilet seats are down. Again,
Now is that for the ladies? Are we being biased here? What are we? Or is that more just for the
after
splash?
use every
After
time.
use.
That's the best. That's the best.
We don't want any splashes.
That's the best advice. But if they're up, a lot of them have ceramic covers, and they'll break if they slam.
Oh, okay. I
You
got
know,
you.
so,
If it's open, yeah, and it's got a heavy cover, slams down, crack it.
Yeah, bathroom and bedroom doors, make sure they're closed and secured. A lot of RVs have sliding glass doors for the big closets. you
Okay.
know.
Well, now let me ask you too: are there latches to shut these doors, or is it
Absolutely.
just a close everything?
There are travel latches in
Travel
any
latches.
of those kind of apparatus.
Oh, that's interesting.
They have the same thing on your glass shower enclosures.
Okay.
They all have a travel latch. If you have an RV that does not have one, you absolutely got to get one.
Got to
on
get a
there.
travel latch.
And
yeah,
they
man.
make aftermarket ones.
Okay.
So again, it'll fit anything.
I'll
Or
have to
you can
check that out.
get your MacGyver skills going and get her done. You know.
Little duct tape on there.
That's a fact. I mean, if it's a sliding door, a lot of
right.
people just get a piece of wood and prop it open so it can't close.
Oh, okay.
Kind of like you do with your sliding glass door at home when you're locking it.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay. Just put that rod in there to keep that
Yeah.
shut. Yeah. I'm
However,
with you.
in the RV, you have to lock it open because once you lock it closed, you can't get out.
You're never getting out.
But I'm sure y'all would have
Oh,
figured
God.
that out
Oh,
in an instant notice. But good thing to keep all your windows and vents closed because you never know when a rainstorm's going to come.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
That's true.
And most RVs, unlike the old days, they used to have what they call jalousie windows, crank-out windows.
Oh, yeah.
Now, you can have those a little bit open, and it can rain. Now, not sideways rain, but it can rain, and it won't get inside. But nowadays, they're basically just sliders,
Just
like
a
a
slider,
bus.
yeah.
You know, like a bus.
Which I imagine rains inside a lot more.
And it will rain
now.
right in there.
Yeah.
Same thing if you leave your vent covers open.
Yeah. So I can imagine even if you're going out for the day to enjoy the area, you want to close everything up because you never know if a storm comes by. That's coming right into your RV there.
That's a fact. We've talked about the awnings before.
Oh, yes.
Oh, my goodness. And the whirlybird, if you have an expensive
Oh,
rig,
yeah.
got the whirlybird on the roof that
Yeah.
will pull the awning in if it gets too windy.
Yeah, man.
But, hey, that's another story.
That's for another story for another time.
Make sure all your interior lights are off and all that, too, because if you leave them on, obviously what's it going to do? Kill your battery. And don't forget to check your compartment doors. A lot of those have lights in them
Oh,
that you forget about.
yeah. So if that's open just a little now, that light's on, killing the batteries.
Yeah, well, a lot of them are manual.
Oh,
So,
jeez.
you got to stick your head in and click them on for
Really
the lights
check
to
it.
work on, especially
Oh, yeah.
we're talking about trailers, so those usually don't have friction controlled or door
Oh, I got you.
door like your car.
Oh, okay.
Most of them have they have just a light fixture in there that you got to turn on when you
Reach
want to
in
use
and
it.
turn it on and
Yep.
off. Yeah. Oh,
Yep.
man.
So again, we're done with the interior checklist items. When we get back, I think we'll talk about maybe the exterior.
Yeah, that's
All
exciting.
right. We'll be right back after this short Giant Recreation World message.
Stop waiting to take a vacation. You can take a safe, fun family trip anytime when you've got an RV. Try before you buy at Giant Recreation World. Brand new RV rentals, drivable or towable with easy pickup or delivery. Go for a weekend or go off the grid for a bit with long or short-term rentals. Your unit will be fully stocked and turnkey, plus you'll get trained up and have full-time phone support if you need it. So stop waiting. Plan your next adventure now with a Giant Recreation World rental. Visit the Winter Garden location or visit giantrecreationworld.com for more details.
Welcome to RV Hour, powered by Giant Recreation World.
All right. Hey, thanks for waiting for us to come back. I'm sure those quick messages that you heard were very beneficial. I highly recommend you take advantage of all the offers we throw out there because they are for real.
Oh, yeah.
They are no BS. Just like everything we do at Giant Recreation World.
That's right.
We try to we're straight shooters.
Lifetime warranty at no cost to you.
Yeah. Plus, we do have a dealer fee. We don't hide it. It's
Nope.
right on our purchase agreements
Mm-hmm.
in red.
Yeah. No hidden fees.
No, our dealer fee is it. No extras.
No extras.
You know,
That's it.
I was at the Tampa Super Show the other last month,
Mhm.
which we did very well, by the way, folks. Thank you for patronizing us. If
Yes,
you did.
thank you.
Also, but I noticed that some of the brand X's had dealer fees or hidden charges that equated to thousands, not just hundreds,
Thousands.
thousands.
It's crazy.
So you think you're buying your unit cheaper, and then you get hit between the eyes with thousands of dollars worth of after items that they hand you in the closing office.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Just to
Yeah.
make the tag on the unit look smaller, Just
Yeah, that's pretty much what they're doing. Yeah.
pulls you in and then
It's
they switch you.
Folks, don't if that happens to you, you know what you do? Get up and leave.
Mm-hmm.
Get up and leave. They're betting that you won't because you told everybody you're going to pick your RV up and they want to see it.
Yeah, yeah.
They got you.
They got
That's
you.
what they think.
But come by Giant Recreation World. We'll treat you right.
We don't have any of that. So what were we talking about?
All right, so
We're
let's go
talking
to
about a checklist to
The
do.
checklist.
Your pre-trip checklist for trailers and all that. Whether
Yeah.
you're going or coming or going.
Coming or going?
Either way. And we're talking about for travel trailers, right?
Yes.
And we're I promised the exterior now.
Yes. So let's
We
hear it.
talked
What do we
about
got?
some of the interior stuff.
Mhm,
And these I said some because it's not all.
No, I'm sure there's a million different things you could go over.
Darn right. I mean, I didn't say nothing about like the trash can. RVs don't come with trash cans. So everybody brings a trash can from home. Now we at Giant Recreation World sell the collapsible ones that fold down to nothing.
That's right.
Again, that kind of stuff, where do you put it? You have to make sure that you stow all that stuff.
Yeah.
You know,
It's all got to be tied down because, again, flying everywhere.
Flying debris.
Yeah.
You know, you wouldn't have it in your car unless you get in an
sir.
accident. You don't want to be impaled.
Yeah.
You know, that set of golf clubs should be stowed in the truck real nice.
Oh, yeah, that's a fact.
Just saying. So back to the exterior. You know, make sure that your truck tailgate is down for your fifth wheel for hitching, and up after you hitch. So many people forget to leave that tailgate down, especially when they're pulling the truck out from under it because they got it set up in the camp and they're getting ready to leave.
Oh, gotcha.
To go out in their truck. They forget to drop the tailgate down again because then the fifth wheel hitch that is down in the bed of that truck
Right.
damages the tailgate.
Rip
So
the
many
whole
times
thing.
it happens.
Oh,
You
jeez.
know. Have you ever seen those vented tailgates that you see with the V
Yeah.
cut out of them? Those are
That's what that's for.
those are an option that's available through our company, Giant Recreation World.
Oh,
That
fantastic.
way you don't have to worry about it.
Ever having to put
Yeah.
the tail down. Okay,
Yeah,
that's smart.
It's got that little V notched out in it, and you can leave that tailgate up all the time.
Yeah, man. So that's pretty common, huh?
Very common.
Yeah, I can imagine. You got so much going on that you just pull away like, we're done, we're out of here.
Yeah,
Rip.
or you get there and you get talking.
Yeah.
Or whatever, reminiscing, meeting the new campers
New
and all
campers
that,
and that,
enjoying
yeah.
that lifestyle we talk
Oh,
about,
yeah.
and you just forget.
Yeah. So I got to have your checklist ready.
Have the checklist ready.
That's awesome.
Make sure your hitch is connected properly, you know, every time when you're going out. Make
Oh, yeah.
sure, you know, you think, well, it's not a very long trip, so I won't put those sway bars on there or the equalizer hitch on there because that's kind of a pain in the butt.
Right.
No, don't ever do that. Everybody knows most accidents happen close to home.
Close to home, that's fine.
And these are the reasons why, you know. Now, your travel trailer could have upwards of 1,000 pounds of tongue weight.
Okay.
Now, what does that mean? It means when it's sitting on just the hitch ball, it's pushing all that 1,000 pounds of weight, which is hanging off the end of your tow vehicle,
Right.
down, so it's making your front end really light. It's changing the dynamics of your vehicle, basically.
Oh, so you're losing traction,
and
stability.
you know,
oh.
and your steering is not as responding. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
Especially if you hit a bump, your front wheels might actually come off the ground.
Come off the ground.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
And if they're off the ground, you're not going to get any traction, so you can't turn, and you can't avoid whatever you're about to need
Run
to
into,
avoid.
yeah, you ain't
Now
kidding.
those
Jeez.
weight distribution hitches I'm talking about,
Okay.
they equalize the weight of that tongue to all axles, including the tow vehicle.
Oh, that's awesome. All right.
So it keeps the dynamics, the design of your vehicle normal.
Gotcha.
Doesn't change it the way it handles at all.
Okay. So you still have full control regardless of
always
your
do
toe.
that.
Okay.
Always do
That's
that.
awesome.
And that made a mental note because I saw one of our drivers delivering a unit from the factory on just a ball, so I have to go yell at him. You know,
Tell them to put the rest of it on
put
there.
the rest of that hitch on there.
Yeah, man.
You're not being safe, right? Perform the tug test.
Ooh, the tug test.
Tug
that sounds fun.
Test.
What is
Yeah.
the tug test?
That is, it's mainly for fifth wheels.
Okay.
But when you back the fifth wheel hitch onto that kingpin, that's what they call the fifth wheel hookup.
Okay, is the kingpin.
The hitch will lock onto the kingpin.
Okay.
So before you leave or before you lower all the weight down, just give it a quick tug, put it in drive, and pull it a little hair
Ah, give it a little
to
tug.
make sure that lock is set.
Okay.
And not because a lot of people forget to do the tug test. They put the jack legs up off the fifth wheel. Now it's all on that hitch, and they pull out, and it slips off.
Oh, and then
crushes
drops
the
down.
bed of their truck
Jeez.
and damages their fifth.
Oh, that sounds like a lot of fun.
I'm sorry, we have professional drivers that forget to do that.
Oh, I can imagine. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's scary.
But that's the tug test.
Okay.
For travel trailers now, you'd lower the hitch onto the ball on the back of your car or truck. I always say, now jack it back up while it's hooked to the ball to make sure that lock will activate.
That is
And you'll
activated, yeah.
actually lift the back of the car off the ground.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
With
And that's
the-
how
with-
you know it's been
And that's why I
attached. Okay.
also recommend highly, if you do not have one, to add an electric tongue jack option. That
Oh, wow.
way the front jack Don't have to crank it. You just push a button.
Press the button and
Yeah.
it does it for you. That's nice.
Yep.
Good man.
See, are you learning?
I feel like I'm learning a lot. I'm
We
like
need- we
gaining
need
all
to-
kinds of knowledge.
Yeah.
Here.
Make sure your electrical pigtail is secured correctly. Now, the electrical pigtail is the plug that goes from the trailer to the car, so the brake lights will on the back of the trailer will work when you hit the
everything
brakes,
works.
the
Okay.
turn signals, the marker lights. Even more importantly, the electric brakes in the
Yes,
trailer
yes.
that goes through that connection.
Okay.
You know, and I say to make sure it's properly connected, because if it was improperly connected, if you have it too tight and you make a sharp turn, it might unplug.
Oh, and pop it. Yeah.
And you might not know it while you're
Yeah.
driving it until you need to hit the brakes, and that trailer is pushing you into that into that traffic.
Into the traffic there. Yeah, man.
So again,
Yeah.
there's reasons why I say this.
Yeah, man.
Or that semi doesn't see you slowing down because your lights are not
yeah,
working.
the lights aren't even working.
And
They run into you.
Boom, there you go.
Yeah.
So again,
Oh, that's scary.
a lot of people forget those
Yeah.
and leave them, just too tight.
Yeah, wound tight.
Yeah, not a good deal.
Huh.
Also, don't forget about the breakaway switch. I didn't mention that, but that's part of that apparatus. Breakaway switch is a steel cable that's supposed to go from your travel trailer to the hitch of your vehicle
Okay.
with a clip. That's so if the trailer for some unknown reason comes off of the hitch ball, and it will pull that breakaway switch and lock
Oh.
the brakes on the trailer.
Oh, okay.
So you don't see what in the old days you used to say, hey, that looks like my trailer passing me.
That's something.
Going down the mountain,
Oh, so that's pretty interesting. That it'll turn the brakes on for you just in case.
Absolutely.
That's pretty good.
Hmm.
Push you off the road or something. It's crazy.
Right. We talked about that weight distribution.
Oh, the weight
I
distribution.
believed in it so much that I skipped around. But the external lights, make sure they all work. Brake lights, turn signals, clearance lights.
Yeah, yeah.
Again, these units that aren't used all the time,
Mhm.
they get corrosion
Yeah.
on the
Get a
bulbs,
bulb, go out. Yeah.
So I always say just go around with the emery board and take
Check
the bulb
everything.
out, give it a quick little sand, and put it back on, and you're good to go.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Or you can spray it with electrical contact cleaner, which actually etches it.
Etches it out.
But
Okay.
that's all good. Now, the LED lights, the newest thing, now
Yeah.
don't have that problem. They don't corrode or anything. They just quit working.
They just stop working. Yeah, that's
so-
really it.
And when that happens, you got to replace the fixture.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Which I can imagine is even more now than just replacing a bulb from corrosion.
that's right.
Yeah, that's horrible.
It is. It is. Even the interior lights are going that way
Going
too now.
LED, yeah.
Less power usage, brighter.
Now, not in the RV world, but so are my Christmas lights.
Yeah.
And they just go out. They just die. The whole
They
thing
just
goes
die.
out. It's not even just
Throw it away.
replaced. Yeah, I just got to throw the whole thing away. It's
Whole
crazy.
thing away.
It's
A lot of them are
incredible.
built into the Christmas tree nowadays,
Yeah,
right? You
yeah.
don't even have to string.
You don't even have to string it anymore. It's all in there.
Unbelievable.
All right, what do you got next?
Make sure your tires. You got to make sure your tires and everything are
Keeping that. So that
properly,
I've heard too was parking it for too long. They kind of wear into the ground almost, and then it's got a warped tire. So you get a fa-foam, 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 fa-foam.
Yeah, the travel trailers many times have what they call bias ply,
Okay.
and they will get flat spots in them, and they require you to use them.
Oh, jeez.
That's why a lot of people that do store stuff for a long time will actually put them on jack stands. to
Lift them up.
hold them off of the ground,
From sitting on the ground.
Yeah.
Oh,
which is the best way. And then you get tire covers to cover those tires, so that the sun doesn't
oh, beat
dry
on
rot
the
them or
dry
check-
rot it. Okay.
make chick cracks in it or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah. Oh man, so much.
The biggest problem with
maintenance.
the tires in the RVs is proper pressure, air pressure.
Oh, not having the proper
too much
pressure.
air pressure, too little air pressure, and those tires get hot,
Yeah.
and they will have blowouts, and usually they're violent, and they mess up your RV bad
Oh, jeez.
because it's very costly repairs.
Because I'm sure the size of the tire that blows out, man. You're getting a real explosion.
That's a fact.
Oh, Jesus.
Make
that's
sure your
scary.
tread's good. Make sure you don't have
Goodness
any
gracious.
cracks in them from the dry rot. Valve stem extensions and all that. Make sure they're all tight and not leaking.
Okay.
And to check them, just put some soapy water on the connection on them, and
On the
if
connection,
it
just do
bubbles,
that.
it'll tell you that's leaking.
Ah, that's a good one.
Yep. Make sure your brakes and all that are clean and you check them now and again.
Yeah.
Now,
always
if you
do.
have an RV from Giant Recreation World and you bring it in for the warranty forever check,
Mm-hmm.
that we only charge like $3.99 for, that we
Oh,
have
there you
to
go.
clean all the burners on all the appliances, get up on the roof and check the for any spots that might need maintenance
Okay.
in the sealant. We have to
That's a
take
good one.
the wheels off and all the hubs and check the brakes and
Oh, wow.
repack the wheel bearings.
That's
and
only
all that.
$3.99 for all of
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
Wow.
So again, it's a losing proposition for us.
What we do for our customers.
Well, it just makes sure that every year that RV is as safe as it can be for you. You know, I've seen people that blow out an inside grease seal on their trailer. They don't know it. You know, and all it does is bathe the inside of the brakes on that wheel in grease.
In grease.
So that when the brake applies, it will do nothing.
Nothing
you know.
slide right off. Oh,
Right.
wow, that's scary.
It's unbelievable because the grease seal's on the inside of the tire. So, you know.
Right, so you probably don't even notice it or any of
No.
that's going on.
Now you do notice if your grease cap or bearing buddy or whatever you have on the outside
Okay.
of that hub falls off and starts leaking.
Gotcha.
One, it'll throw grease all over the wheel. But
So
on
if you're
the-
not checking
if
and
you're not
going
checking,
around
again,
and yeah,
you ever see the truck drivers when they were about to leave from one of the rest areas overnight?
Okay.
They go around with that big like a wooden billy club looking
Oh
thing.
yeah, and they hit all the
they
tires.
hit all their tires, inside, outside, just
to make
every
sure.
time.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Wow, that's interesting.
So again, I'm not saying to go that far.
We don't need you out there beating your tires, but you should keep an eye on them. That's
Right.
for sure.
Make sure you check your lug nuts. You know,
Oh, that's a
technically the
big one,
proper
yeah.
way to do it is to do it with a torque wrench.
Torque wrench,
because they all require a specific amount of torque.
Mm-hmm.
Usually it's like 90 pounds.
Okay.
Axle lubrication, if they have those bearing buddies, you know, give them a shot or two of grease. Don't overfill them because you will blow the grease out the back through the grease seal
Oh,
and
shoot.
saturate the brakes
The
without
brakes
knowing
that
it.
way and not even
Yeah.
know it, huh?
Yeah.
That's tough.
Again, that's what we professionals.
keep an eye out,
We,
yep.
we professionals.
That's why you bring it here. Yeah, bring it to
That's-
Giant
that's
Recreation
right.
World.
That's right. That's what I'm saying. Make sure your slide rooms are retracted, and before you do that, make sure there's no debris on the top of the slide room.
Oh, I didn't even think
A
of.
lot
Yeah, you
people
got
don't
a
think
lot
about
of
that.
sticks and
Pine
stuff
needles,
up
pine
there.
cones, all
Oh,
that kind of
pine
stuff.
needles.
Whatever.
Oh man. And I'm sure we put it away in storage. That's sitting on the seals
With the
there.
bugs.
With the bugs. Hey.
Yeah, but the pine cone, if it's up there, it'll actually pinch between the wall and the slide, so it won't close all the way. Now you have a possible leak hazard.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, that's
Again, there's all kinds of
tough.
reasons.
Checklist.
I also
checklist.
certainly recommend these slide cover awnings, the slide
Okay.
out awning covers.
Okay.
Those are available from Giant Recreation World too. If yours does not have that, that at least keeps that debris off the top of the slide room.
Oh, that's important. Yeah, man.
And you can't just reach up there because you need a ladder. Those things are, you know, I mean, that trailer's probably 3 feet off the ground itself, and then you put the 7 or 8 foot of trailer on there, and up top, that's
Oh yeah.
that's 12 foot up in the air. You got to
At
get
least.
up to
You ain't
get
kidding.
that debris off of them rooms.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Oh.
Jacks.
The jacks.
Make sure your stabilizer or leveling jacks or tongue jacks or whatever
Oh yeah.
are retracted, including your stow pads if you have them. But so many times, new motorhome customers get to the campground, push their hydraulic leveling jack button, and it automatically levels their rig. Beautiful.
Beautiful.
They're perfectly level. Everything's solid. There's no, you know, you walk from one end to the other. It
Beautiful.
doesn't shake. But then they say, hey, put in their slide rooms, put their awning out,
Time to go.
check everything, start the engine, put it in drive, and I don't know why my rig ain't moving. Press that gas, all of a sudden you hear bing, and they bet all their jacks.
Pop it right off. Oh, Jesus.
That's extremely expensive.
Oh,
$5,000.
man, I can imagine.
$5,000.
$5,000.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So again, that's another thing you want to make sure you do.
I can imagine you just sitting there. Why isn't it working? Beautiful.
Awnings, make sure they're retracted and properly latched if they
Oh,
have
yeah.
travel latches. You know,
Yeah.
the older ones used to have to put a pin through all the arms. That was their latch.
Oh, that's how it latched
Yeah,
in. Oh,
the
jeez.
newer ones kind of pretty much do that. You know, it's like a
Kinda
ratchet.
locks in.
It's
Okay.
a ratchet. You can't go opposite direction. you know.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
But, yeah, I don't know what your rig is, so there's all kinds.
Yeah,
of different
depending on it.
things.
Check your user manual.
That's a fact. And make sure if it's an automatic awning where you push the button and it comes in, that the arms pull inside each other very tight, and it didn't get slid one way or the other.
Oh yeah, because sometimes one side will go in further than the other side, then you got to off
or it's all
bend.
bound up because the it's slid, so now it doesn't close straight.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep,
And
yep.
again, I don't know what rig you got. I know during our preps and all that we do on the vehicles that we sell, we check that and make sure that the awnings fabric, they call it the awning fabric, is secured to the in the slide, that the fabric goes in against your
gotcha.
RV.
Okay.
So it can't get out of.
Can't wiggle out of that. Yeah.
Just saying. There's
Oh,
some of
that's
them.
pretty interesting. Yeah.
Some of them don't have that.
Another check we do.
Yeah. That's why we're doing this checklist. You know, hey folks, I think we're coming up on another break.
Yes, sir.
So you know, he gave me that look. You know, folks, that look.
It's about that time.
Uh-huh. We'll be right back after another short message from Giant Recreation World.
Need a golf cart? Check out Icon and Epica GSV, Giant Specialty Vehicles, part of Giant Recreation World. The most affordable on the market. More than golf carts, the hottest electric neighborhood vehicle. Fastest in the industry. Top speeds at 25 miles per hour. Four-wheel disc brakes, seat belts, full color digital display, speedometer, odometer, charge meter, and more. Plus, all Epic cars have higher impact glass windshields and upgraded seats with matching body color stitching. New inventory, colors, and styles at GSV at Giant Recreation World in Winter Garden or online at giantrecreationworld.com.
Welcome to RV Hour, powered by Giant Recreation World.
Hey, thank you for waiting for us again. I'm just sitting here chomping at the bit. Dwayne, are we ready to go?
We are ready to go.
Is the panel green? Is everything go?
Panel is green.
Excellent.
Rocking and rolling.
I feel like I'm at the NASA getting ready to set off a space shuttle.
Command Central.
Bring it right out of the mothballs and get her sent up there into space.
SpaceX, here we go.
Yeah. Who would have thought, talking about the SpaceX, that those rockets would come back down like
Oh,
they do
yes,
now?
yes.
You know?
Now, and let me tell you, too, being in Orlando is an amazing thing because we get to see the rockets.
That's a fact.
You get to see them taking off. You watch it long enough, you get to see it come back down. It's pretty
That's
incredible.
right.
Pretty
And of
incredible.
course, those dates are always open-ended. You know,
Yeah,
rescheduled, weather
Rescheduled.
permitting, whatever. That's why the RV lifestyle is so good.
That's a
You know,
fact.
people that are aware, they'll say go the day before the launch, scheduled, and stay in a campground. There's many that's right by the
Right
Space
by the
Center,
launch center, yeah.
Launch center right away.
Yep, yep.
And they'll go to the campground and they'll stay for a week,
Oh, wow.
just in case they miss it. You know what I'm
In
saying?
case they do a
Or they
reschedule or
reschedule it
something,
so
they can always
see it.
watch. Yeah.
The same thing with the boosters coming back when they land on the ground, which
Yeah.
seems like the new trend now.
That it is.
Yeah, I mean, I think the when you're landing them on the barges, that was a little too dicey.
Yeah, it was a little crazy. It definitely was.
Yeah, I mean,
But this now coming back, you're almost watching two launches.
watching two launches,
It's
and those
pretty
things come
incredible.
down pretty quick.
Oh,
It's
that it does.
unbelievable how quick they come down and slow down so quick
Yeah, yeah,
to almost not even moving. Boom.
yeah.
They have it down to a science.
That they do.
Okay, so what were we talking about? What?
All right, the checklist, the RV
RV
checklist.
For your travel
trailers.
and we're still on the exterior of your
Alright.
rig. I think we dropped the the awnings.
Yeah, the awnings. I think
you
that's
know,
where we left
make
off.
sure
yeah.
that's retracted and all that. And since we're on it, make sure before you even leave your RV, whether you're going down to the pool or you're going out to dinner or you're going to see some of the local sites,
Okay.
make sure you retract that awning.
Mm.
That way, if a quick storm doesn't
Yeah,
blow
it comes
through,
through, yeah.
and damage your awning.
Yeah, that's a fact.
That's terrible when it
Yeah,
happens.
you
Like
just
that.
come back and your whole awning's on the ground. Yeah,
That's
it's
right.
That's not fun.
And if you are one of those people that put an outside TV out or something like that, it's not covered by that awning anymore. So make
Oh,
sure you
yeah.
put that, you stow that inside the
Right,
rig
because
too.
then that could be damaged.
An
yeah.
ounce of prevention worth a pound of cure.
Whoa, there we go. That was a
Hey,
good one.
That's a good adage that always is good.
Yeah, I like that one.
All right, what else should you do? Make sure that you go around and your compartments are all latched and locked.
Yes.
Most of the outside compartments on travel trailers have a thumb latch, which is not lockable, and a keyed latch on each on each baggage door.
Okay.
That way, when you're camping and you're using it, you can just lock the thumb latch and not have to worry about having your keys around.
Oh, okay.
But
So
when
then
you
it just
leave,
flaps. Then
you
you
can
can
also
put your key.
and secure all
Secure
those
it, yep.
baggage doors.
Oh,
Now,
that's great. That is.
higher level of towables will have slam baggage doors, latches like a bus,
Okay.
and none of those are. You have to lock them, all of those with a key.
Those are all key
But
lock,
again,
yeah.
because it's a slam latch, you don't need to lock them when you're using it.
Oh,
So,
okay.
Just leave those little paddle latches unlocked
Unlocked
unless
so you
you
can
leave.
get in and out. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
unless
that's
you leave
interesting.
or at night.
Okay, yeah.
When you're not,
Would come up and steal all your stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Although RVs and dogs and pets are a good thing.
Yeah.
My dogs would not permit nobody to get up on my RV.
Get close enough.
Oh my goodness.
Which, and as I'm sure most RV communities are very safe. Most of them are, if not gated, they usually have security that roams around in that too, just in case.
That's
yeah.
the truth.
Yeah, man.
Now I talked about interior, and I was talking about making sure a lot of the gas appliances are off and all that kind of stuff.
Yes, yes.
We're talking on the exterior now, and the exterior is where the like your LP bottles are,
Okay.
if it's a trailer. And you always want to shut both of those LP tanks off when you're not using it,
Gotcha.
or when you're in transit,
Okay.
just in case you might have forgot something else. It's always good. But even better than that, if you hit road debris or something and it damages an LP line,
Yeah.
and the LP tanks are on, it's going to spew LP.
Yeah.
Now you have a fire hazard, right?
Now, what is LP for those that don't know?
It's liquid propane.
There it is.
Yeah, it's the same thing that the LP, the bottle that you put on your gas grill at home.
Okay.
It runs on that.
Same.
That
All right.
same thing.
So now, if the pipe comes off, the connection comes off, and it starts leaking, of course, you get to your campground, you've got no
LP.
propane for
If you
for
didn't-
anything.
If thank the Lord you didn't explode,
That also.
yeah, then you have no LP, and usually you don't find that out until you get ready to cook dinner.
Yeah.
And usually,
Mhm.
people don't eat dinner that early.
Yeah.
So now you got to go
Find
mess
dinner,
with your LP
yeah.
tanks. You got to go figure out a place to go to
Mhm.
get them
Where get it
refilled,
refilled
in the
yeah.
dark.
And I imagine it's not a run to a 7-Eleven, get a propane
You
tank
know,
type
some of
deal.
the amenities in certain campgrounds have that ability.
They have that. They'll fill it up for you.
But again, all of our locations do. And
yeah, I was going to say, you can come here and get your propane filled up here, right?
absolutely, and
Yes,
it's
sir.
a fraction of the cost of those LP tank switcheroo places that you see. You know,
Yeah.
again, those are expensive, but
Man.
that's the kind of stuff you got to do when it's at nighttime and everybody's closed.
Yep.
Yeah, so you don't want that to happen. I've even seen squirrels eat the LP hoses.
What?
Yeah.
What?
They're, not just like a rat. Gnawing
Really?
it,
Just
they-
gnaws in and then
gnaws
cuts a
in,
hole, and that's.
there you go.
Do they blow up at least? I'm kidding.
Well, the
No animals were harmed in the making of
I
this
hope
commercial.
not. Except, if I was the owner of the LP hoses that got
You ain't kidding. That
destroyed,
got chewed. I hope he was.
he might have had some harm coming to him.
That's right. He's on
you
my
know?
bad side.
Oh,
All right.
here's a good one.
What you
Make sure that your steps are in.
Oh, that is a good one.
So many people forget to put their entry door steps in. They
Yep.
leave them out, because they're in the unit. They shut the door. They forget about the steps. They go
Yep.
down the road. Next thing you know, they rip them off
Crunch.
on a curb or something.
And I can imagine that's a big damage repair.
It's a big
there.
repair. And it's a very, very difficult to repair. number
repair,
one.
yeah,
There's
I'm sure.
specific steps for specific units.
Oh,
So
jeez.
everybody may or may not have the right ones in
Right.
stock. So you got to order them.
Oh, goodness.
You ever heard of the supply chain
Checklist,
issue
check.
we're having? It's still out there.
It's
folks.
still an issue.
I don't care what Mr. Joe said on his on his speech the other day.
Yeah, man.
Things are not all roses out here.
Hey, which at that same time, how'd you do in Poker Friday?
Oh, I wore them out.
Get it, man. Is that 2 weeks in a row now?
No, because the week before they wore me.
Oh,
out.
they got you. So we're off and on. Off
got
and
'em
on.
back.
All right, get them, man.
I got 'em
there you
back.
go.
Yeah. All right. What's another thing people forget to do?
What do we got?
They do the right thing, and when they get to the campground, they put the wheel chocks on and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
Many times they forget to take them out, and they
Ah.
can't figure out why they can't move that
The
trailer.
RV's not moving again.
That's a fact.
Now, that's not something that can really break. You just kind of get stuck and you're stressing the engine and the
Well,
whole
let's
nine.
put it this way. Let's say you're on the dirt,
Okay.
all right, and you're trying to pull that trailer that has the wheels chocked.
Right.
You're spinning your wheels. Next thing you know, now you're down to your axle.
Ah, gotcha. Now you're stressing on the axle.
Well, now you're stuck. Now you have to call a tow truck
Jeez.
because you have a trailer on the hitch ball. You buried the rear axles to the ground and
Dug in. Yeah.
you got to call. The
Now
tow
you got
truck.
nothing. Now
And
you
the
got
tow
nothing to
truck
go.
guy say, "What? Did y'all know that they got the wheel chocks on that trailer down there?" And you'd be like, "No."
Oh.
Yeah, right.
Oh man.
Uh,
All right. What else you got?
make sure that you have all your keys accounted for.
Oh, that's a big one.
And all
Yeah.
that. I mean, so many times people forget them. Especially a lot of the new trailers, they have a push button entries for the locks,
Mm-hmm.
so they don't much use keys anymore.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
do you know what powers those
What's that?
little batteries?
Okay.
And no, they don't recharge themselves or nothing.
Oh, so once that goes, you are locked out.
That's a fact.
Oh, jeez.
Make sure you have your keys also.
Yeah, make sure you got your keys with you. Maybe
Or-
even put a backup in the car or truck there too, just in case.
That's
Oh,
right.
Man.
And make sure all your doors are locked, including the deadbolt.
Okay.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna tell a secret.
What you
I'm gonna tell you a secret about RV industry. We RV dealers have what they call master keys.
Whoa. Bum, bum, bum.
Yeah, a master key will open any RV lock except the deadbolts.
Oh, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
So unless you want us to come visit you in the middle of the night,
That's a
you
fact.
better put that deadbolt on.
But the biggest thing is how many employees have come and gone over the years.
Oh, yeah,
from
yeah.
from all the
All of
RV
them.
industry
Yep, yep.
that have the keys still.
I'm sure. Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I mean, we try our best, folks.
Yeah, but there's never been. I've never
It's-
heard of issues with that. But still,
But
keep
we
your
don't want,
deadbolt
we don't
locked.
want nobody with the ability to open your door when you leave to go to the restaurant. You come back and all your stuff's gone.
Oh, that's
Not
bad.
cool.
No, sir.
So, other things that I'd say for your tow vehicle, make sure your engine fluids are checked, your oil, your brake fluid, your engine coolant, your transmission fluid.
Yes.
Every time before you go on a trip.
Yeah, because it does. It puts a lot of extra stress on your
It
car
certainly
or
does.
truck. Yes,
It
sir.
certainly does. Make sure your engine compartment that you don't have any leaks. That's where you move it and you got little spots. Those
Oh,
got to be fixed, right?
okay.
Your hoses, fittings, belts, check for leaves, nests, and other debris lodged in the compartment.
Yeah.
Check your batteries all the time, mainly for corrosion.
Oh, okay.
Because we don't want that happening.
Not at all.
Verify that your brake controller is set properly.
All
And
right.
what does that mean? What is a brake controller?
I was just going to ask you.
Well, when you're pulling a trailer, there's a controller that you add to the tow vehicle that tells the trailer brakes how hard to apply themselves.
Oh, okay.
So basically, the perfect storm is when you hit the brakes on your tow vehicle, you can feel the trailer pulling you, but not locking the brakes up with the trailer
Gotcha.
and not pushing your vehicle. So that
Pushing
means
into
they're
the
not
max,
they're
yeah.
not locking, they're not braking enough.
Right,
You know,
right.
you should be able to feel them,
Oh,
you
that's
know?
interesting. Yeah, man.
feel the trailer.
Yeah.
So, with that being said, make sure that setting didn't get messed up because a lot of them have a little pendulum thing,
Okay.
and they can be hit with a knee or get knocked off whack.
Oh, somebody's going through, the kids
Yeah.
running around, anything just kind
Nowadays,
of bumps it.
if you buy a truck from any of the big manufacturers and you get the trailer package, they have a built-in brake controller.
Brake control, just
that
so that
don't-
it doesn't
they
get
can't
messed
be
up.
messed up like that.
Gotcha.
But you can still adjust the drag and stuff like that on those. So
Okay.
if there's an adjustment, that means it can be messed up.
Oh,
Right?
that's pretty good.
Yeah. So that's what the brake controller is.
Oh,
And,
very interesting.
Make sure you check it. Your windshield clean and check for cracks or rock chips, and also the windshield washers and wipers. Make sure they're
Oh,
full and
yes.
not streaking and
Yeah.
not all dry rotted. Right.
Don't wait until the rainstorm to figure that out.
In Florida, windshield replacements is a non-deductible item, so they do it for free if you have
Yep.
the proper coverage.
Yes, sir.
Make sure your mirrors are adjusted and tight.
Yep.
Make sure we already talked about the tires on your trailer. When you're doing that, it's a perfect time to do your tow vehicle too.
Tow
Make sure
vehicle as well.
Make sure
Yep.
that the tires on your truck or SUV or car or whatever you're using are not out of date.
Yep.
That they're properly air pressured, and you check all those lug nuts.
Yep. There you go.
Did you know that we have a policy at Giant Recreation World regarding tires?
What's that?
If we take in a trade-in and the tires on it are 5 years old or older,
Okay.
guess what we do?
What do we do?
Replace them.
Oh, wow. Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, that's incredible.
We don't want anybody having issues.
Again, safety first for our customers.
That's a fact.
That's
and
awesome.
we replace them. And you know what else? We're not a tire dealer, so we have to go to where you go for tires and pay
And
retail.
get tires, yeah, retail price.
So, with that being said, yeah, we do that.
Make sure we get quality items for our customers.
Yes, we do. The external lights on your tow vehicle, make sure that they're all working. You know, the tow vehicles nowadays are so smart. They'll tell you
Yeah.
if you have a light out.
Yes. Yep.
It's unbelievable.
It is.
Right?
That it is.
In the old days, like if you had an old Chevy Suburban or something, if your blinker was blinking real fast,
That's how you knew. Yeah.
that's how you knew it. It just didn't tell you which one. Now the computer says your right rear tail light,
Yeah.
marker
Yeah.
light is out.
Yeah. Used to be the neighbor. Hey, Ralph, you
Right.
got a tail light out.
That's right. Make sure your transmission is set in the tow mode if it has a button,
Okay.
or do not pull it in the overdrive
Yeah.
section if it's an older tow vehicle.
But too much stress. Yeah.
Not made to be towed. It's not made to be used under load.
Gotcha.
You know.
Okay.
So you're not going to get as good a mileage. But if you're towing, you're not anyway.
That's fact.
Again, I say don't go fast.
Yeah. Just cruise.
It's not just it's the adventure.
That's right.
And the traveling of it in it is all part of that adventure
You
when
ain't
you're
kidding.
RVing. It's not like the BS part of your trip when you have to stand through the TSA lines at the airport for them to cancel your flight and make you, have you no
Yeah.
place to go,
Tell you your baggage is lost.
right?
Oh.
Make sure your fuel. I'm not lying. Make sure your fuel is good.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
more important than the motorhomes. We're not on the motorhomes yet.
Oh, no.
I think we'll talk about that next week.
Yeah, that'll probably be next week.
Right.
But yeah, having gas, because you'd be surprised you get into some rural areas and there's no gas stations around, man. And it's you want to always make sure you're at least half full at all times.
I'm pretty guilty.
Yeah. Oh.
I always wait until the light comes on.
Oh, really?
Until
Here
it
we
says
go.
50 miles till empty.
Gee.
And then
Have you ever got stranded out there?
never.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
The
All right.
closest I got was a hybrid. I had a hybrid Ford car,
Okay.
and hybrid means it's gas and it uses electric
All right.
to a point, right?
Okay.
Well, I was in the middle of nowhere, and the light came on.
Oh, jeez.
You know,
Here we
and
go.
I'm looking for a gas station. I'm driving and I can't find one.
Oh,
And
man.
it says miles till empty, miles till empty. That got to 0,
Oh, jeez.
and I still hadn't found a gas station.
Oh, wow.
Now, it didn't quit, and it didn't go on just electric. So I think there was a built-in fudge factor.
Something
Because I
there,
think I
yeah.
finally found a gas station about 3 miles past 0.
Past 0. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
so,
man.
But I was stressing,
Oh, yeah, I can imagine.
and if I didn't wait till the light came on, I wouldn't have had
Then
to
you
go
would have
through
been
that.
all
That
right.
wouldn't have been an ordeal like it was.
Yeah.
So,
So there's a tip for you.
Before I went on that trip, I probably should have made sure I topped off the tank.
Topped it off, yeah. Oh, that's
Yeah.
too funny.
See, I'm also a biker, and we bikers know that before you go on your bike ride, your motorcycle ride, you fill up the tank.
Got to get it filled
A
up.
lot of us meet at the gas station in the morning.
There it
Everybody
is.
fills up, regardless of the level in their tank,
Yeah, man. Oh, that's
and
awesome.
everybody hits the road. Right?
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Same thing with the RV caravan.
That's cool.
Hey, we got time?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic. I wanted to make sure, like, you bring some personal information to keep with you when you're on board. Like,
Oh, that's a good idea.
Medical information, emergency contact information, driver's license, proof of insurance, trip route information if you need it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
When you're leaving the campsite, make sure you put away all loose items that you used around or under the rig, lawn chairs, rugs, and stuff, because we forget those down there too, and then they get crumpled up and destroyed when,
Oh, yeah.
when we run over them, you know.
We joked about bringing a map the other day. If your
That's
phone
right.
ever dies,
Yeah.
you don't have your GPS, nobody knows how to get around anymore.
You can still, people that are members of the AAA or you can do MapQuest. Does anybody remember MapQuest?
MapQuest, oh,
and
yeah.
you can print the directions.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people do that.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. Service centers, make sure you know where they are and for you water, electricity, cable, etc. Make sure you dump the tanks before you leave. Check your water level.
Wait, before we go past that, which tanks are you referring
All
to?
tanks. You should dump all your tanks. When you're leaving a campsite, that means you're done camping for
Gotcha.
that trip.
Got to dump out. Yep.
Dump all the tanks, including your fresh water tank. Because you
There
don't
it
want
is.
to. That's extra weight.
Yeah.
Costs you less mileage.
Less mileage, more gas.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And doesn't need to, you don't need that
Yeah, you don't need
stress,
it.
right? Check A lot of people, they'll basically put a tablespoon of bleach in that freshwater tank too once it's empty. That just keeps it from getting any mildew or mold.
Oh,
in there.
bacteria in there. Yeah, that's
and
a good
it's not
idea.
enough to affect the taste or the health,
Yeah,
the
health
safety
of it. Okay.
Right.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah. Make sure the exit route has no obstructions or high water or broken off limbs that you didn't know about. Again,
Okay.
I've talked about when you get to a campground, before you pull to your campsite to do the walk.
Right.
That walk to make sure you're
Clear of everything.
clear of everything and you know you're which way you're going.
Okay.
Make sure you do that when you leave too, because things can change.
That's
especially
true.
Especially if you're camping for a week or more.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shut off all your pilot lights. We talked about that, and properly dump all trash. And please be kind and recycle.
Oh, that's nice.
Isn't that
is
nice? You know, if you use the fire pit, clean up. You know, get the ashes.
Yeah, make sure you clean the ashes out of it. Yeah.
Yep.
That just blows around, makes a mess for everybody.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. That is. Those are some great tips.
That's awesome. Hey, folks, I hope this was helpful. We'll talk about motorhomes.
Motorhomes next week.
Next week.
Oh, that's exciting.
Hey, we'll see you there.
RV Hour, powered by Giant Recreation World.